the second youngest player to ever appear in a competitive match for Louisville City at 16 years, 6 months, and 12 days old. Over the course of the year, he made 11 competitive appearances for Louisville City, including 3 starts between the regular season and the USL Jägermeister Cup. And he becomes the 7th player to sign a professional contract out of the LouCity Academy, following some notable names like Josh and Elijah Winder, who have gone on to bigger and better things in both Europe and Major League Soccer. So he is the next in a long lineage of success, and hopefully one of many more to come in the future. Let's hear from these folks. James, if you'd like to start us off.
To announce the signing of Brandon, on a personal level, absolutely delighted for the Days family. We've known each other for quite a number of years now, and ecstatic not just for Brandon but for the whole family. And I think it's another example of our ownership and our club trying to create opportunities for the local youth. I think Brandon is someone who we believe will go on and have an amazing career. So we've been sort of really impressed with how he's developed and continues to develop, and I have no doubt that Brandon will go on and play at the highest level. I think he's got amazing attributes. He's a fantastic young man, and truly excited to be announcing his signing today. And again, I want to give credit to Guillermo Sanchez and to Paolo and all our academy staff, who continue to do a wonderful job in helping the local youth and in developing them and allowing them to get opportunities such as this.
Yeah, so first I want to thank Brandon, Hilton, and Karen, most importantly, for their belief and their trust in all of us here at this table and the organization. It's been amazing already this year to see his growth. You know, we've spoken about it all season. You know, this is an important day for us as a club, and I think the big thing that we need to continue to talk about is the belief that we have in our young players in this community. And to echo James, you know, my belief is this organization continues to invest in the community, from ownership all the way down throughout the club. I'm confident that Brandon is going to go on and do great things here. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. And we're looking forward to seeing your continued growth.
All right, Brandon, if you want to go ahead and put pen to paper there. Brandon, if you have any words you want to say.
First of all, I just want to thank everybody sitting here with me, because it wouldn't be possible without them. And I'm just really excited to embark on this new journey. And yeah, the best is yet to come.
Mom or Dad, if either of you would like to say anything, you don't have to.
First of all, Karen and I would really like to thank the entire LouCity organization, James, Danny, Paolo, and Guillermo G, on really just providing Brandon with this unbelievable opportunity. I think as his parents, you know, we're here to support him on his journey, and it was clear to us as we went through this process that the LouCity opportunity was just the best one for him, and we are excited for him to continue to see, you know, what the future holds. And you know, it's great for him to do it in his hometown too, and we're just excited for the future for him. And thanks to everyone for making this possible.
If anybody over there has questions, we can take a couple. If not, we can break down and get some interviews going. But, go ahead, Preston.
Brandon, you did kind of mention to sign your first pro contract in your hometown. Just how special is all that work that you put in to see it come to fruition, I guess.
Yeah, it's a really special moment. I'm glad I can do it in my hometown, and yeah, I'm really glad that it happened here.
Yeah. To be kind of 16, how do you? I mean, kind of you're going pro, but how do you balance like being a kid still at this point?
I try to
Keep a fair balance. I'm probably doing a lot of stuff different than kids my age, but I try to, you know, keep it well balanced.
Any other questions right now?
Coach Cruz, you kind of mentioned you have confidence in, but when did you kind of like, okay, this kid can actually become a pro, he could actually have an impact on the game for us, and kind of have that full confidence in him?
Grab the mic.
Me and Paulo joke about this quite a bit. Probably in January when he hadn't kicked the ball in 6 months and ran past an entire group of professionals that have been playing all their lives. So, in all seriousness, we've obviously stayed in contact. He's done a great job this year of trying to integrate himself within the group, and I think, you know, like most players, you can see the more comfortable he gets, the better he gets, and you see the confidence look to continue to grow. And I'll be honest, I've said this to him, he's clear on the areas we want him to improve on, right? This is the beginning of the journey, and he understands the work that goes into it. But I think what becomes most important is there's trust there with with one another on understanding how he can get to where he wants to go. And he has a group of staff and an organization that has full belief in him, and he understands the work that it takes to go into it. And we've spoken about that for months and months, and will continue to do that for his own individual development. And but he has gone above expectation this season for sure, and I think he knows that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that there's a clear understanding of the path forward and the areas to improve.
He's not the first to come from the academy to sign up for a contract. How important is it to kind of, you know, build the youth up in this area and eventually, you know, see them sign pro?
Yeah, the biggest thing I think that needs to continue to be said is we believe in these kids. I think we've shown that year after year. I think most importantly, I spoke a lot with his parents about this. We want to continue to bring players into our organization from the local community that match the values within this organization. You know, he's a quiet kid. When you get him talking, there's a lot of jokes that are said, but for me, I think it's important that there's a clear understanding of those values, and that we want to make sure that there's a clear alignment in those values. And as I said, I've had a lot of conversations with everybody here at this table, but we want to continue to push Brandon to be the best version of himself, both on and off the field, collectively. You know, that takes everybody here at this table, honest conversations, but we're gonna make sure that we continue as we have to put these kids in the best position possible to go on and have long, successful careers. You know, I said this a lot this year, but I don't put anybody on the field that I don't think is ready. Right, and I've said this to Brandon in my office. His opportunities that he got this year were earned, and he did a great job in those opportunities. There were learning moments, and there were some good games, and there were some games that needed to be better. But we have those conversations. They're honest, and we continue to try to develop as best we can.
For Mom and Dad, is he still going to be kind of finishing out school on the side a little bit? And also, how did you know that this was kind of the right moment and the right move for your son?
I mean, that's a good question. He will continue. He's currently doing school online, and so obviously he's a junior, and so he'll finish up his high school online. And then obviously the goal is for him to also get a college degree. It probably won't be the conventional way, but that's the goal, because his mom and I, Karen, believe in education. So we definitely want him to be educated. As far as when we know, you know, we're both coaches, and so it's always interesting when it's your kid, right? Because, you know, you just you're not quite sure. I think from our standpoint, we started to get a lot of, you know, we always communicate with Danny and Paulo and G, and, you know, they were always coming back with just how he was doing. And we were like, well, you know, he said he's doing fine. You guys he says he's doing great, but we haven't seen him. And then we got some footage from that trip out to Arizona, and then we saw how he was doing after not playing soccer for a while. And that's when I think we really realized that, you know what, he probably has a high ceiling, and, you know, he's probably got a future, you know, in the game. So, you know, that's when I think we started to think, you know, he's obviously he's got a pathway in soccer.
Anything you want to say on that, or did he kind of hit everything there?
Yeah, just again that we've been fully guided, and we've entrusted his development, his pathway with Danny and James and Paolo and G, because we truly believe in them. So we didn't know how good he was going to be. They continued to tell us how good. you always, as a parent, you always think your kid is the best, right? But we almost went the other way. So it's been good to really take the reins from the organization. They believe in them, so we believe in the path that they have for them.
Brandon, this probably, I guess, is the first step on your checklist and everything you want to accomplish. I guess you would say, to see other guys come through the academy and sign their pro contract like the Winders, and then eventually go on to MLS and all these other things. How much confidence does that kind of give you in yourself to, like, man, I'm checking this off, but I could continue to, go down the checklist?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great first step, but the work doesn't stop. Hopefully I can end up there, but I mean, it's not going to be easy. So I have to put the time and work in to get there.
Any other questions right now? Okay, we can break all this down and you guys can get some one-on-ones and